Start by getting a glance at everybody here. Cool. All right. Yeah, it's recording. This table's gonna bug me. Okay.
Hello everyone, my name's Sam. My speech is called Local Tourists. Okay, and it's basically just about parking on the strip and just general like parking garages around town. All of you drove here, right? Practically drove in a car, someone. I know all of you live here, of course, so you guys have probably been down to the strip a bunch of times. And damn near every time you go there, you gotta pay for parking, right? It's like $5 here this night, $10 here another night, depending on how long you want to stay. So according to the Las Vegas Sun, 42.9 million people visited Southern Nevada last year, and they spent $35 billion in 2016. So it's obvious that tourism is a very, very important part of our town, and keeps people coming back because they love to drink and gamble. Now, as important as it is, it's very important to Nevada's gross domestic product, but all of us live here and we all pay taxes, so why do we have to pay for parking? I don't think Las Vegas locals shouldn't have to pay for parking because it causes locals to visit the strip less frequently. It's caused by greedy people, corporate people like Steve Wynn and the guys who own these hotels, and it could be solved by implementing a ban on fees for parking. Let's see. So, Las Vegas is a city ran by the people for the people's entertainment, and I want to talk about how instilling free parking for locals will incentivize more people to visit the strip and in turn generate the economy more. So first things first, let's talk about how free parking makes everybody kind of pissed. If you're anything like me, you probably hate driving on the strip, and especially at night, and it gets way busier then. Now imagine having to put up with these annoying drivers and then having to shell out $10 just to want to sit in your favorite spot closer to the casino. So the Las Vegas Review-Journal says a survey done showed a decline in the number of locals who avoid attending sporting and entertainment events on the strip. It went down from 50% to 47% just because of the parking fees. Even casino.org, another website, says self-parking at the Aria and Bellagio went to $18 a day last year, and then to $15 for Mandalay Bay, MGM Grand in New York, and then New York. So it's like they're only making it more expensive. They're not making it cheaper, people. These higher prices make it harder for people who want to visit the strip and have fun, especially the people who visit 2 to 3 times a week. That's money you're having to shell out every single time you go. So now that we know that all of us are generally upset by this, and the rates are only continuing to rise, let's get into why this is happening and the people that are doing it. Casino owners, generally, the top 1%, or at least the people who own this town, are really greedy, and they probably don't care what you and me have to think because they just want their buck. Why would I pay for parking when, according to CNN Business, Steve Wynn says, rich people only like rich people. Nobody likes being around poor people, not even poor people. This is the dude who owns some of the major casinos. I don't think he's in anymore. They finally booted him out, but I'm sure he has a lot of friends who are there too and who think the same way. So why would I want to go down there, help pay for his casino, and he doesn't even want people like you and me there? It's an insult to people who work 9 to 5s and are the backbone to these very casinos, because they're not getting paid that much anyway unless they're union. Now, Wynn Resorts tried pulling a fast one, and they changed their parking fees to a resort convenience fee. So that means not only are you paying for parking, you're paying for Wi-Fi, you're paying for their air conditioning, you're just paying for general BS that they can afford just based off sheer parking passes. So they're just trying to find ways to charge you as many ways as they can. So how much more money do these guys really need? So now that we've established that locals hate paying for parking and it's caused by corporate greed, we could solve this problem by banning parking fees for locals. And the parking garages are paid for you and me anyway. You're wondering, what do I mean by this? So all of you have been to the North Premium Outlets, right? Or the mall that's in the center of downtown, any of those malls around there, strip shopping centers. every time you go in there, you get that little like 8% tax on whatever you buy. So like, you know that little subsection I'm sure you've all seen where it says like tax percentage or whatever. The city of Las Vegas is using these taxes to pay for these parking garages. So let's see what year it was. 2016, another article by the Las Vegas Review-Journal wrote, the city plans to float $25 million in sales tax anticipation revenue bonds to build a 1,200 space parking garage just west of the Smith Center. So that's like it's called the Symphony Park Garage. You can look it up. So this means that not only are we like paying to park there, we're also paying to build the damn thing. So it's like, how are they entitled to charging us something that we're already paying for? So let's see. If we banned these fees, this wouldn't be as big of a deal. I know it's only like $1 here sometimes over at this particular spot, but the closer you get inlet to the strip, because if it's such a big garage, they charge you more. And even in some spots of it, it's $15 just for like 3 hours. Let's see. This causes even more useless traffic and random fees for the people that live here. And parking fees are honestly just a blatant, unspoken insult to the people like you and me who live here. Like, why isn't every time I want to go see my favorite band, I have to shell out 20, 15 bucks just to sit there for a couple hours and then go home? You guys all agree, right? Like, this is not just, okay, cool, everybody's really quiet. So, let's see. It only just makes the rich richer, like Steve Wynn, and people like you and me poorer. These annoyances could be solved by implementing free passes for people who live here, or even reduced or flat out no rate. It's only reasonable for us and the people that live here. So, in conclusion, Las Vegas locals are hardworking people. I've lived here for a long time and I've worked on the strip. I actually had to pay a $40 parking pass monthly just to get to my job. It's the party capital of the world, and how are we supposed to expect, or how can we provide all these outsiders with the highest rate of hospitality and, you know, general niceness and work in these casinos, and we can't even provide the best for the people that live here? Las Vegas residents shouldn't have to pay for parking because it promotes corporate greed, upsets locals, and insults the likes of those who pay taxes. A ban on parking fees for residents caused by corporate greed would promote a more healthy entertainment environment for everyone. And it would make it so money isn't as big of an issue to the people who live here every day. We aren't just Las Vegas strong. Let's try to get even stronger. Thank you.
And then we'll look at everybody one more time. All right.